Hello, blessed soul family. I am the magical medium, and welcome to the spiritual guidance channel. I know it looks like it's set up, but actually it's not. I was like playing with it and I was like kind of talking to spirit, and I was just like in my own world, and they were like, "Hit play." I'm like, "What? What?" I'm like, "I don't understand the assignment." And they're like, "Just hit play." And they're like, "Just be yourself and talk." So, oh, look at that fairy that just came in, or that angel. I'm just going to say spirit. I'm just the spirit. There's a lot of spirits here today. We are divinely blessed. And yeah, I'm just in this very interesting place. Blessed full moon in Taurus. We are still in it. You know, they always say the first 24 hours before and after are just as strong. Obviously, when it's at its climax is when it's the most powerful. But as long as you're like somewhere in there, you're still, I mean, you can always channel the energy, but you hear what I'm saying. It's the most potent in those 72 hours. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys because I didn't even have the energy to do a full moon reading because I have had so much stuff going on around the house remodel, so much stuff with like myself, my partner, people, just really intense. And then like the end of the eclipse energy was just like, holy shit. It just like wrung me out like a dripping towel. Oh, I'm telling you, I needed it though. I needed every ounce of it. I needed every second of it. I needed to feel like I was not faking it, if that makes any sense, because there's so much fakery and fuckery about that. I feel like it's like, you know, now is the time, now is the hour, we have the strength, we have the power, right? Like, I feel like now it's like the witches are like, you know, I said this recently, is one of my favorite scenes from Practical Magic is one of the witches is like, Sally just came out. Like she came out of the broom closet, they called it. And long story short, I just I realized just how blessed we are right now in this time period to the reason why we are speaking out, the reason why we can speak out is because there are so many of us. We laid in the dark and the shadow for years after we were crucified. We were revered for years. We were here as earth angels to help, you know, keep earth going. Look at those wolves in the background, by the way. And that, you know how like you can see something 100 times and then let me see if I can get down. Can you see those wolves? How cool that is. I swear to God, I've had this deck, I don't even know how long now, and I don't think I've ever, if I've noticed them, I don't remember. But see those wolves behind us? That is our spirit animal, which, I mean, hello, full moon. And look at that, witches. I feel like I want to take a screenshot of that because it's really beautiful. I'm going to go down a little bit though. Oh yeah, see what I'm talking about? Oh my gosh. Yeah. I love when spirit has me play. And you know, and thank you to White Feather Tarot because they do, I'm sure a lot of people do this, but they do that. They do like a, oh, I like that. They do like this kind of setup watch. I think it's, I don't know if it's a setup so much as to watch them shuffle. And so I kind of feel like this is some form of that, if that makes sense. And let's see, Labradorite, we'll put that there. The ancestors there. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. Look at that magic of the Labradorite. And our offerings to the ancestors, which I haven't actually put one in today. So I will promise to do that later, Spirit. Basically, long story short, 423 and then 424. I don't know why they're piggybacking these numbers like this. This is a brand new thing. They told me, and I've been reading and watching readings about that this is like no joke. Like Spirit has us exactly where they want us to be right now. If you came out of this eclipse season and you feel better and you feel stronger, like you're doing it right. You know what I mean? Now listen, you may have a hangover. I have a spiritual hangover. Alder had a headache yesterday really bad. And this morning I woke up and I was like, man, and I really like drank a lot of water before bed last night, like stayed up a little bit later so that I didn't have to go. Then went to the bathroom right when I woke up this morning. I was like, oh, good. I can feel like my body was purging. But man, I was like parched. My head, even as I speak to you, my head is still pounding. My head is still hurting. I've got lavender oil on. I've got all my, stuff. But sometimes when we work really intensely with spirit, we can have what is like a spiritual hangover. So don't be surprised if you're feeling a little down. Also, I'm bringing this in for a fellow powerful witch named Cameo, which I haven't talked to Cameo in years. I don't know if I will ever talk to them again. I hope so. But anyway, they blessed myself and the tribe with that gorgeous, it was actually a necklace that they made, but it just started to fall apart, and I realized this is Larimar. They wanted it to. Like it was part of it was just supposed to happen that way. So calling all witches right now, like that's what I'm feeling from spirit, like calling all witches. This is now, it's like there's no more waiting around. Like there's no such thing. Like it's not even about the time, because we're gonna pull it together, but it's more like it would be really helpful if all of the witches would live their purpose. And also Dee from Consciousness Evolution, thank you, Dee. Man, fucking her readings, fuck you guys, like seriously, like some of the most powerful readings ever. Also Crystal from the Psychic Soul, their full moon reading was so good. It was actually a full moon eclipse reading about release and let go. Goodness gracious, it was so good. I felt so different afterwards. Well, I fell asleep, which I do a lot of the times. Only very few times do I stay awake when Crystal does their meditations, but they're just really powerful. So I'll put that there, and I will also put down D, whichever one spirit calls me to put down for D, and White Feather Tarot, because those three in particular, like Ancient Star Queen is like, props up, like she'll always be one of my mentors, but like those three lately, man, I don't know what's going on. Even like JJ Constellation, who's one of my other favorite ones, I'm like, yay, JJ. They're like, no. But White Feather Tarot, Consciousness Evolution, and what's the third one I said? What did I miss? It doesn't matter. They know. I already said it. Those are powerful light workers, powerful readers, powerful mediums. Just some really powerful stuff. I thought we were going to have like this big altar, but I'm kind of digging this. I think I'm going to leave it right here. Also, drink water. Remember in September where they were like, drink a lot of water? November is the same. Also, especially if you're in the Northern Hemisphere and you live in a cold climate like myself. Hold on. Speaking of, I'm going to turn it down. I've got propane heaters going in this tiny space. And even though we open like windows and stuff, it's like, it's like in the 20s. So it's like, we got to keep, this tin can warm. So I've just been feeling like, kind of dry from like the heat and everything like that, and dehydrated. So take really good care of yourselves. October was a motherfucker. I mean, basically it was like September and October like kicked our ass, and I felt like the Lionsgate portal in August was something so magnificent and so surreal. It was really powerful. It was actually one of my most looked at readings, like one of these readings, not one of my shorts. It was one of my most looked at ever, and I think it's because there was something that happened there. Like, before, I feel like every year that I've been aware of the Lionsgate portal, it was like, nudge here, opening up a little bit more. But this one, man, I thought the year before was swinging open the gates. This one was like the gates flew open. I was like, holy shit. And it was just like a flood of like energy, good energy, but also like a lot of light codes and changes. And we've been going through so many different shifts, all of us. There are none of us that have not been shifting, because even if for those who aren't quote unquote aware or awake, they're aware of something. Because if you're reacting to things, or if you're, you know what I mean? It's like, then you're aware of it. You know what's going on. I mean, look at that witch is lighting the way right there with their torch. And I feel like that's what happened. Then we had eclipse season. And then after that we had retrograde season. And then we had fucking, the eclipse season, not to mention all the other planets and constellations, astrology, astrological events that were happening all over the universe. So the Pleiadians have been coming in really hard, the Arcturians, the Syrians. I mean, I've been fearing all of them, the Lyrians, but definitely the Pleiadians and through Bracha Goldsmith. And if they pull me to put anything up for Bracha, I'll put that there. Always look in the description box below if you're new here. And welcome to the new subscribers and to the new people who are here. It's okay if you're incognito. We still feel you. We know you're here. Let's put it this way, you guys. I have this sneaking suspicion that even though we are somewhere in the 300s of our tribe here on the YouTube, the way that I get my reports for watches and things like that, we have a lot of people who come here incognito, which tells me something very powerful. That means they're super fucking powerful, magical creatures, but they're just not ready to come out yet. And that's okay. But this message is to you. We got your back. Nothing is going to happen to you or your family. Think positive, loving thoughts. Come back to yourself. Today, I asked Spirit what our message was, what our theme was, and they showed me first chakra, root chakra. They want us to get grounded, to get quiet. You know, have you noticed that the months are kind of like up and down, up and down, up and down? For instance, September was all about self-care September, slow down September, let's take it easy. You know, August was really busy. October is going to be busy. And exactly that, right? And then October was busy out the gate. It was busy, busy, busy. It just is. People are getting back into the flow. You're getting in the middle of the season now. You're getting into the flow of the season. Even if you live somewhere where the seasons don't change, you still feel it. It's an energetic thing. So, October was wild. And then we take a minute in November to slow down. Thank you to the ancestors, to the indigenous people. November is Indigenous People Month and in America, and I feel it strong. And I feel like this year, I feel like our ancestors, what I got from, if they pull me to, I will put day 10. You can go back and watch the whole series, but we did a 10-day countdown. It was a Samhain spiritual reset. And I'm going to actually take it off the playlist soon. So if you're interested in it, actually, you know what I might do? I think I might just take it off the playlist like on my page, but I'll just put it in the description box. So if you're new here, like I started to say, always look in the description box because there are lots of further things, little breadcrumbs for you to follow if you're drawn to it, whether it's angel numbers or crystals or anything like that. Spirit has me put it down there. And it's for you to research because you will literally retain it like on a percentage so much higher if you look it up and research it yourself. When you're ready, there's no pressure. It's always when you're ready. So this energy, like today I woke up and I was like, man, I'm fucking tired. Yesterday was my partner's day to rest. And so I was just balls to the wall. We had a wicked fucking snowstorm. It was so cool. The few days before that, we had a windstorm that I felt like we were going to fucking sail away. I'm not kidding you. We are like on a high hill, but the property that we are staying on used to be an old logging. Now the trees most of them have been cut, and the land that still has trees on it belongs to our landlord. So long story short, they packed the rocks down really good, but we're still on like levels, like tiers, right? So that like they can go like up and down and around so they can get to like the trees and stuff. But where we are, the way the wind came in, because we're right off the Strait of Juan de Fuca. I was like, what in God's name? It was so cold in here. And I was like, well, of course, because we're getting all the wind from the Olympic Mountains behind us and the cold. And then we have the Canadian mountains right across the strait. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it was it was something. But you know what? It's cool because it made us realize like people are like, oh, it's so much more beautiful up there. But there's also, when there's a storm, and we hit it. So it may not, we may never see a storm like this again up here, you know, at least this season, or it may be something new because of what's been happening with the climate change. I don't know, but it was really, really unbelievable the way that we were rattling and shaking, and it was the night before, like it was like the hours going into the eclipse. Well, actually, no, it was a few days going into the eclipse that it was that rocking stuff, and then like the snowstorm hit, like I don't know, around 7 o'clock, and on the 7th, and it was just intense. And then when I woke up in the morning, I was like, wow, and it was beautiful, and the sun came out, and it was gorgeous. I took some video. I'll be posting it at some point. Listen to that. Speaking of, something's tapping on our window right now. That's kind of surreal. No, seriously, like there's an awning, so I don't even know how anything's tapping on the window right there in front of me. So that's a sign from spirit, and I'm all like, is the door locked? I know we're divinely protected, but still, it was like, I'm up here, you know, by myself. And then it's so funny, I did a little video because I was like, hey, Baba, I'm like, listen, I know you don't want a dog. I'm like, but, you know, this property's pretty big, and it'd be nice if we can have a watchdog like the wolves there. I was like, it'd be nice if we can get a wolf or a dire wolf or something like that up here. And she just looked at me and she was like, no. And she told me that at some point we will get one, and she will let me know when, or they'll show up, and then, you know, whatever. But she's like, not right now. Anyway, because Baba seriously rules this house. If you think I'm kidding, I'm not. She's a Maine Coon cat, and she is my familiar, and she looks out for me. That's why I'm not concerned right now. If that was something really serious, Baba would be, she's like a guard dog. And it was so funny because I was like, dude, I'm not fucking kidding. We need a guard dog. We need something up there. And she's like, I'm the guard dog. She like looked at me like with this face, and she's like, I'm the guard dog. I'm like, where is my camera right now? Like, sometimes I think I need to just record when Baba and I have conversations, because on the day 10 that I'm going to post below there, that we had this beautiful meeting with the ancestors. They channeled so much powerful shit, you guys. The wind came in. It was really cool. You definitely want to check that out. Bubba and I did a little shorts because we had a conversation, because she's like, well, I have something I want to say to the tribe too. I'm like, okay. Maybe I'll post that later. Anyway, oh, did you see that? Hey, look at all that. Did you see those spirits flying into the camera? So yeah, just a lot of magic. And I realized like this eclipse season was like no joke, and I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I did Reiki all morning. Like I was like sending out like healing energy into the universe, and spirit's like, it's time for you to rest. It's time for you to relax. So after this, like I'll post some shorts and stuff, but I'm not going to do any more readings unless spirit calls me to. I'm not going to do any more readings until the waning gibbous, like in the middle. You know, I always like to kind of do like in between now and the last quarter moon. I'll do a waning gibbous reading in a few days. But yeah, man, I've been like going balls to the wall for like fucking, I don't know, for so long that like, that's why my head hurts. Even though I'm like channeling spirit, it's like, and there's all these healing energies before me. It's like still, right? There's only so much we can do. Also, spirit wanted me to point out, I feel like this is like an informational video. Please check out the pick a reading, the group reading for the tribe. That was unbelievable. Like really amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh, I guess it doesn't want to be in there. Okay. Thank you, blue green kyanite. It was amazing. It was so, they're like, I looked at my phone. I started, and it was at 23:09 is all I had on my phone. I was like, oh shit, I forgot to clean out, or, you know, stuff that I'd already posted. And they're like, nope, it's going to be short and sweet. Let's get in and get out. I was like, okay. So it's really cool. It's really powerful. I highly recommend you check it out. It is a group pick a reading, meaning like, you'll just watch it. It's really cool. And spirit gave us like 4 doors to like basically go down and decide like what we needed to leave behind this eclipse season. You know, what we no longer need moving forward, because it's go time. Like that's all I keep hearing from them is like, it's go time. Like it's transformational time. It's go time. By the way, isn't this awesome? Alder found this, my husband. This little, I go, what is that? He's like, I don't know. It's from a tree. He's like, but isn't it cool? I'm like, it is cool. We've been finding some really neat things. I can't wait. Honestly, I just can't wait like more for like you guys to come visit. And, you know, there will be a time, look at that. There will be a time where it will be on a donation basis, you know, where you come out and you stay with my family and myself, and we work with spirit, we eat healthy foods, and we just kind of help you get back on track. He works with plant medicine, healing. I work with divine channeling and other things. You know, I heal in my food. I love to cook. I love to bake. So what is the Witch's Tarot 2009? Oh, it's like time stood still. It's also the number 11. And then when I looked down, it was 2011 and then 2013. Okay. And those could be years for some of you guys. I just heard. So, you know, this is a mass reading. So this is a mass session, whatever feels good. And that was really fun setting that up with you guys. That was super fun. I loved watching it come together. You know why? Because you're as powerful as I am. And it was 2029, which is also the number 13, which is the number 4, which is about balance. And we're getting back to what they said at the beginning, the root chakra. This November and the rest of this moon cycle, because we did so much releasing with the eclipse energy and with that pick a reading, that's what that's all about, like release and what do you need to keep behind you, that I felt it redundant to do a full moon reading. Like, what do you need to release? It's like, well, we just fucking talked about that. So it's like, and there may be more stuff that comes in here. This felt more like, what guidance do we need moving forward, and using the full moon and Taurus energy to give us the answers that we seek. This is a beautiful, 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 one of my most favorite. I love, this is Ellen Dugan. And Ellen Dugan is, I mean, look at this book that comes with it. If you want to get yourself a really cool tarot deck to start with, I highly recommend. Now listen, I don't get paid for this. I would do this for free because Ellen Dugan made me the witch that I am today. She was brought here to help the witches. I highly recommend you read all of her books and you take from it what you want, you know, like whatever resonates with you. You know, I don't dog Wiccan or anything like that. Like whatever feels good to you. I personally don't align with that, because to me Wiccan feels like a religion, where I feel like magic and spirit it's a religion of life, I guess, but like I wouldn't look at it as a religion. I look at it as a practice and flowing with the nature of the earth. I'm an earth witch, I'm a natural witch. Like everything is like this picture, you know, like she's got lavender and looks like lavender in one hand, and I'm not sure, it looks like a scroll of some kind, probably like some type of magic. What do they call that magic scroll? It'll come to me, the Elder Scrolls. Anyway, and then the moon, you know what I mean? Like there's just all this stuff, but it's such a big, beautiful book, and there's a lot. I'll show you as we go, because there's just such beautiful 2233. Oh, that's a good angel number. There's so much imagery. Okay, so when I set the cards down to show you the book, everything is the same except for this one. This one was just popped itself right on top. And I know because this is the back of the card, and that's what I saw when I was shuffling. Okay, so we have the Empress. Number 3 does not surprise me. Now listen, remember that anytime we use cards that have masculine or feminine in the title, like that, like Empress, or it's a picture of a feminine energy, that's exactly what that is. It's about the feminine energy. It's not about the sex. By the way, we've been watching so many Canadian things, and we've been, you know, staying up here for a few months. I don't know what's going on, but I am like channeling like a Canadian accent, like hardcore, where like Alder and I have like started laughing, where I'm like, dude, what the fuck is going on? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, maybe we're becoming Canadians though. And, you know, I was like, about. Anyway, I have to laugh because it's just silly and awesome. Okay, so let me get my grannies on. Let me get my little readers on. So how are you guys feeling though? Like, how was your, please feel free to comment below. How was your, I almost said Samhain, that happened already. How was your full moon in Taurus? And also, how was the end of the eclipse season? Like, how are you feeling? What have you gained from it? What have you decided to leave behind? Share with the tribe. If you feel bold enough to share with the tribe, tell us what you have decided to leave behind. Also, I'm feeling like I need a little color or something right here. Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, I feel like I need a little color. I feel like this beautiful goddess is like, can I have some color? I need some color. I'm like I'm like taking on her accent. I'm so sorry. My hair is everywhere. I like shed like an animal. Yeah, that looks nice. That looks nice. Do you guys remember some time ago I was talking about my art teacher from grade school, Mrs. Davis? She was like in her 70s and they wanted her to retire, but like she didn't feel like she was ready to retire. I know now for a fact she was a witch. But she used to do that. Like when she was creating art in art class, she would talk to the art as she was creating it. And everybody thought she was crazy, but they loved her. And the kids loved her. The parents loved her. Like I remember like going to her and like my parents getting excited because they went to her too. You know what I mean? Like they're like, she's still alive. She's still there. I remember my mom's like, she's still here. And they're like, yeah. And my mom's like, she was old when I was here, you know? And they're like, yeah, she's still here. You know, and back then in the 70s, you know, it's like she wore beautiful pantsuits. She was beautiful. She was beautiful. You know, but it was like to a child and someone in their 70s felt ancient, but she was a crone, man. And she was there to like do what she was meant to do. Anyway, this is why I love the book, because I'm going to kind of pull out a little bit. Oh my gosh, okay, here we go. All right, so see how beautiful this book is? It's really descriptive. There's like another page on the other side. Okay, so I like to really read this book because it's so powerful. I feel like this is like our witchy ancestors that are saying they have our back. But let's go back in because that's really pretty and it was really intimate and I was really digging that. Let me go up a little bit higher. Okay, so the Empress is seated on a cushioned golden throne surrounded by nature. Her throne is embellished with patterns of 5-petaled roses and wheat. The 5-petaled flower creates a natural pentagram, and the flowers and sheaves of wheat link her back to the ancient mother goddess Demeter and Isis. Is it Demeter or Demeter? Demeter. The Empress is pregnant in this card, indicating her fertility. She is the great mother goddess, and the 12 stars that form a halo around her head represent the signs of the zodiac. She holds in her hand a scepter, denoting her power over all of the natural world. Let's see if we can even go a little. Did you see that sprite come through? I felt like a sprite. Let's go down a little bit. But I want you to still be able to see that. That's really detailed. Oh, look at the bunny rabbit. And rabbits, just so you know, rabbits are about fear. So I think that's really powerful that the rabbit is there right now. The rabbit in spirit medicine has a lot of meanings, but the one that I'm feeling right now is the fear. And I feel like this is what spirit is saying, that some of you have been allowing fear. I'm bringing this apophyllite in because I feel like you need it. They're saying that you've been allowing fear to take over your gifts as a natural light worker, and forgetting that you have the power to plant the seeds and then reap the harvest. That is, you have all the power in the world. I mean, look at, she's pregnant. And, you know, a lot of times we think of pregnancy and fertility as springtime. So it could even be for some of you that you planted the seeds in springtime and they're about to come to fruition, 2747 and 2748. I believe that for some of us that's happening. And we have a lot of people in the Southern Hemisphere too. So you are in spring and we are in fall. So you know what I'm saying? Like insert your story here. And it could even be for some of you that you're planting the seeds now, like maybe after you know, years and years of struggling and bullshit. And you're like, I don't fucking want to do this anymore. You're like, all right, I'm going to change, or at least I'm going to try it your way, spirit. Let's try it your way. Cause it's not working my way. So let's try it your way. Also, look at the like eye of the wolf back there. They got your back. Spirit has your back. And they're saying, see how the fear is in front of you? Spirit saying, no, you need to remember that you've got spirit and the wolf, you know, energy. So we've got wolf and rabbit, 28, 32 and 34, that are there for you, looking out for you. You know, look at that little eye of the wolf. Like you could barely see it in the background, in the shadow. But Spirit's saying, let the wolf keep control of your shadow, which in this context translates to fear. So they're saying, let the wolf, when you're starting to feel fear rile up, or you're starting to feel like I can't do this and you're losing confidence, Spirit says to call on that wolf in your shadow and say, shadow wolf, will you please keep these fears at bay so that I can do this? I know I can do this, and keep believing in yourself. Like, you know, the Tinkerbell, you know, and keep clapping to keep it alive, keep that energy alive. Oh my gosh, the sun just came out. The sun just came out. Oh my gosh, that's so powerful. Yes. I mean, we've been like under a cloud. But you know, this is the illumination that Spirit's giving us. Like, even though the full moon is like not here right now. It's full somewhere else, right? Or it's in waning now. But you know what I'm saying? It's like now the sun is the representation. So they're saying, fear not. Don't live in the darkness of the moon or live in the darkness and only having the moon illuminate you part of the time. They're saying, live in the sun, walk in the sun and in the moon, walk in the light and in the dark. It's like, let fear be as gentle as a bunny rabbit. I've seen some bunny rabbits be pretty fucking nasty, but for the most part, they're sweet and they're gentle. And so Spirit's like, instead of looking at fear with like how you would look at it with maybe like a wolf, they're like, look at it as like, the wolf is your protector. The shadow, the darkness, that's your protector. And the bunny rabbit is also your protector. It's keeping the fears at bay. Because have you ever watched bunnies play? You can't even, it's the cutest thing in the world. It really is. And they're just happy and they're joyful. And, that's what they want you to concentrate on, the fertility, what you're growing inside your womb. It hasn't birthed yet. It's really close though. It's really close. And depending on that person who's pregnant, they could be almost ready to give birth, or they could be, 5 or 6 months pregnant. All babies come in different shapes and sizes. I've seen very small women carry gigantic babies, and I've seen very large women. I've had a lot of tall women. When I say large, I mean tall. Bigger women, have these cute little bumps, and you're like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. And it's like, yeah, they're like, it's just, that's the baby, it's just like, it's just different for everybody. So the gestation period is different for each of us. But, Spirit's saying, see how this shield is down? They're saying, put your shield down. They just had me stop reading the book. Just put your shield down because you don't need it. You've been so used to keeping that shield up that you forgot that you possess this power. And that's what the scepter is, and also I'm feeling for some of you, it's time to learn astrology, or at least get to know it better. When I started, every time I've gone in to teach myself or learn more about astrology through my own expansion and teachings of others, I would be like, man, it's just too much. It's like when I would be in math and I was just like, I can't fucking do math. 3153. And I remember when I was in college and my math professor, I didn't, have the requirements for math that I needed for college. And I didn't want to wait to take I could have gotten it cheaper than, what I mean? Like through courses or whatever, through online school or something. But I was just like, fuck it. I'm like, I'm just going to take it through here. And I'll tell you, it was worth every cent, because someone's like, dude, you can take a math class online for like $300 or $400. They're like, why are you going to spend I think it was I went to a very expensive art school, and they're like, you're going to spend $2,000 or whatever, for a semester for that. And I was like, well, I don't really have a choice. And I was taking it while I was taking the classes I wanted to take. I could have waited. I could have gone to, but that's what I chose to do. And let me tell you, he was worth every penny, because not only was he brilliant, but he made me realize I wasn't bad at math. I was actually very, very good at math. It was just that my brain moves so fast that math is a very tedious, detailed, intricate, form of everything, communication, science. It's like, there's just so much that math is a part of, just everything. And he said, tutoring is free here. So he said, I'm the math tutor if you want to come. So I utilized him as I was like, fuck it, man. So I literally paid for a private tutor that way. That's the way I looked at it. And he was amazing, changed my life. I got an A in math, which was unheard of for me. And I mean, seriously, I can't tell you how much that changed my life, that one person. And so when I started to approach astrology, I started to realize, I'm like, oh my God, this is how I felt when I was going through math, when I was going through that, I can't do this. I can't, until I met Bracha Goldsmith. And then I was like, oh my gosh. And I followed Pam Gregory forever. And then she had Bracha on, and a few times she had her on, I didn't, nothing. And then one day, she just started talking about the Pleiadians, and I just was hooked. And now I love her. And she makes astrology really simple and really easy. So there'll be links below have me put whatever they want me to put. But she does a lot of things. She channels the Pleiadian. She does a lot of things. But when you have someone like that who can help you and mentor you and make you realize that it's not as hard and as tough as that it is, you start to realize that, you can do this. So whether it's astrology, magic, whatever it is, you can do it. If you found yourself here, go to my about section and there's a message from spirit there for you. Because if you found yourself here, you're a really powerful light worker. You're here for a reason. That's my job, is to awaken the light workers to who they already are and just like give the breadcrumbs to help them, because we all have a different role here. We all have a different path. So, this says the beautiful Empress wears a rich green gown, another link to the powers of life, growth, and nature. Also the heart chakra, Spirit said. So we need to work with red, which is on her chair. That's the root chakra, okay, the first chakra. And then we want to work with the fourth chakra, the heart chakra, the green, okay? So that's really powerful. The 9 pearls around the Empress throat symbolize the 9 classic planets, and pearls are a symbol for basic organic creativity. A heart-shaped copper shield with a stylized Venus symbol rests to the side of her throne. This card has the astrological association with the planet Venus, and copper is the metal associated with that planet. Also, get yourself some copper. I can't even tell you like how powerful it is to have copper around you. Real copper, not copper coated, not, you know what I mean? Like real copper. Whether it's to get pieces of copper or finding like old, cool, like antiques to put in your home. Make sure that you clear the energy though, smudge them with copper, like old, I've got a cool vintage copper cauldron and, 36. That's also the number 9. So there's something there for the number 9, you guys. Okay. So there you go. The Empress shield reminds us to protect and cherish the ones in our lives. The Empress shield reminds us to protect and cherish the love in our lives. The lush forest, green grass, and the river that cascades down the slope are more depictions of sacred feminine symbolism. The background sky with the heavy gray clouds holds the promise of rain and life coming to the land. The wildflowers and wheat growing in the foreground of the scene correspond to the abundance of the harvest, and they represent prosperity and resources. Finally, the rabbit that sits contently at the Empress' feet is another nod to the energy and awesome powers of fertility, creation, and nature. It's also on page 23, which is the number 5, and 5 is about change and transformation. The meanings of this card. This is the motherhood, fertility, and the power of nature card. Yep, getting grounded, getting rooted. Ooh, I got the chills. When this card appears in a reading, it is a message from the Mother Goddess to respect the force and power of nature and the body's ability to reproduce. If the Empress card appears in a reading along with the Ace of Wands or the Ace of Cups, then it symbolizes pregnancy or that conception may be likely at this time. So if you do not want children, make sure you use protection, okay, you guys? And I love the pull-out method as much as the next person, but if you're like, if you're feeling fertile mortal at that time and you're not ready for kids, hold on, because they're coming, you know what I mean? And so it's just being aware. But also this could be a birth of creation for some of you that have been thinking about it. Maybe a book or a song or a painting or something that you wanted to put into motion. Maybe it's a new home or a new car or something. It's something new, 3744, that is coming down the pipeline. And I feel like it's going to hit you like a whammy. If it hasn't hit you already, it's going to hit you soon. So be open, be open, be open. Meditation, 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 quiet walks by yourself. Get rooted and grounded outside. Go for walks when it's nice. I know it might not be so nice in a lot of places right now, but when that sun comes out or when that temperature rises, get outside, go for a walk, touch the trees, touch the bark, play with, rocks, get on the ground. Walk barefoot, 3813, whatever feels good to you, but get grounded. We need to get grounded and centered, you guys. Okay, so if the Empress card appears in a reading along with the Ace of Wands or the Ace of Cups, then it symbolizes pregnancy or that conception maybe. Okay, we said that. So this card can also indicate an opportunity to bring new creative ideas into the world. Protect and cherish the loving relationships in your life. Focus on your family and your home and enjoy the energy and excitement your children bring into your life. And for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, this is Thanksgiving. Like I said, it's Indigenous Peoples Month. And so, yeah, be grateful for the ancestors, those who came here from far and away and those who stayed here and fought to protect their land and those who decided to coexist together and build a new world. 39. It was 39 minutes. So 39, which is also the number 12. That's been coming up a lot lately too, which is also the number 3. So if any of these numbers resonate with you, look in the description box below. And if any of those angel numbers resonate, you just go and you go into a search engine and you put in the number, angel number, meaning whatever pops up. You can read 1, 2, 3, but only apply it to your story if it feels like your story. Okay. Remember, the angels aren't in a situation like that. It's a gentle, loving reminder. It's not like, let's change the trajectory of your life. It's more of like just little pearls of wisdom. So they said, this is the time to birth your new ideas, embrace creativity and your own sexuality, and work joyously and respectfully with the powers of nature. Yes, masturbation has been coming up a lot for us lately, 3949 and 3950. Because it's the self-love that we need so much right now, 3956. Everyone's craving it so much. And it's like, give that love to yourself. Give that love to yourself. The keywords are the mother aspect of the goddess, bringing new ideas into existence, feminine power, love, sexuality, motherhood, fertility, birth, creativity, hearth, and home, protecting love in your life, full moon magic, and the power of nature. The deities that are associated with this card are Aphrodite/Venus, Demeter, Gaia, Isis, Inanna, Mother Nature, the mother goddess, Selene. Hello, and the astrological Venus, right? So beautiful. So reversed is domestic problems, infertility, problems with parental or romantic relationships. So they're saying this card, if you're feeling any of these energies from the reverse, then these messages are for you to get back into your alignment, to get grounded, to get rooted, to come from your heart chakra. A lot of the stuff that's been happening over this several weeks and months, you guys, it's us, but it's not us. You know what I mean? Like, it's I liken it to, if you've ever seen Steel Magnolias, like where Shelby has the attack on her wedding day in Truvy's salon, and then she's yelling at everybody when she's going through her seizure, and she's like, leave me alone, and blah blah, and her mom, is like, okay, whatever, and she's just like spitting venom. And then when it's over and she's calmed down, 41, 22, and 23, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, Mama. I'm so sorry. And she's like, it's okay, honey. She's like, wow, this one hit her fast, because they were just like, she goes, yeah, no wonder with all this wedding nonsense or whatever. She's like, so we can get overloaded. And when we get overloaded, we just change. Oh, I'm starting to cry. I love that movie. Now I have to put that down. If you have not seen Steel Magnolias, you need a good tearjerker, 41, 44, and 45. Oh, gosh, please watch it. It's just so beautiful. Do we have any more messages today? I didn't think so. This was a lot in one card. So blessed be the Empress. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for our guardian ancestor witches who have our back, our giant witches. Look at her in the back. She's like a giant, right? She's like, So yeah, take your time. Don't be so hard on yourself and others. This is a time to just relax and breathe. Get yourself some good healing crystals. If Spirit calls me to, I'll put the ones here that were used in this reading. Also, if you are feeling like you need some one-on-one work, if you're feeling like you need some time with me, reach out, because I don't know if I'm going to be doing any spirit work in December. If things keep going the way that they are, I'm hopeful that we will be in our house by then. And I just got the vibe from Spirit that like I'm going to probably take a lot of time off so that I can just focus on nesting and getting in my home and doing all that kind of stuff. So, did you see that beautiful Spirit? So anyway, I just wanted to let you know, if you were thinking that or feeling that, or you know what I'm saying, I would probably do it this month, or we can do it actually, I don't know. I think January I'm going off the grid completely. So yeah, if you want to have any spirit work done, I would say probably get with me in the next 2 or 3 weeks. You can email me at themagicalmedium@gmail.com. All of my information is in the description box below. It's the same spelling as my page, but it's all one, themagicalmedium@gmail.com. And yeah, so until next time, you guys, take really good care of yourselves and each other. I love you so much. Bye. Blessed be. Ooh, sorry. Hold on. Did you say something, Spirit? 4335. Okay, that was the last one. Okay, they're saying goodbye. No more. We got it. Okay, till next time. I love you so much. Bye.